Hello art friends, welcome back to Paperlicious Design Studio. Melissa here. Today is the first video in a series of 3x5" art card videos. I want to start by sharing how I'm storing my art cards. This is a little box I altered. I think it was a box a cell phone came in. I painted it white and covered it with some designer paper I got at Hobby Lobby. I purchased these little wood balls that are flat on top and painted them pink, then I glued them to the bottom of the box. Then I created some dividers. I love the contrast between the floral paper and the black and white patterns. There's a lot of space in here and I'd love to fill it up with cards from all over the world. So I hope you'll consider swapping with me. What's so great about art cards? Well, they're a quick fix. I work full-time and I often think of art ideas throughout the day, but by the time I get home, there's so much to do and I'm so tired, it doesn't always happen. Art cards are small and don't take a long time to make, so perfect for that midweek project. How about you? Can you relate? Well, I hope you'll join me and let's do this together. It's a quick tutorial, so watch through the first time, gather up some supplies, and then just get started. I really love the mark making style of mixed media, but it's not my style. But I want to try it, and I thought a great place to start practicing would be on art cards. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. It's okay to just copy what I'm doing. This is just a little practice to get us creating and to grow all of our mark making instincts. So let's grow together. All right, let's get started with today's tutorial. Keep in mind that these are just little 3" by 5" cards, and this is just fun practice. I don't think my card is a mark-making masterpiece, but I'm believing that the more I practice, the better I'll get at it. Small cards are a great way to practice with no pressure. So pause the video here, click the Show More button below the video, and gather up your supplies. So on this week's art journal card, the focal point is a twig with some leaves on it. You can copy my focal point, or maybe you want to be a rebel and you've got something else in mind. Maybe a heart or a flower. But let's keep it simple because, well, this is just fun art play. I'm starting with a watercolor pencil. If you don't have one, another option would be maybe a watercolor marker. If you use a dual tip watercolor marker, I would draw the outline directly on the paper, then apply some more color on a piece of plastic. Pick it up with a wet paintbrush and then apply the color with the paintbrush for a softer look. Now up in the left-hand corner, we're going to draw some little teardrops. And you're going to color them in the same way you did the leaves. And notice how I staggered the pattern. I think that looks better than if they were all lined up horizontally. So next I decided to play with some bubble wrap in the green paint. And now I'm going to try making marks with a straw. And this is one of those little plastic coffee stirrers. So it's kind of like a mini straw. So I'm getting smaller circles with that. This is the kind of Q-tip that has a narrow pointier tip on one end and it's kind of hard. And then on the other end it has a bigger, rounder, softer tip. So right here with the pointier tip, I'm making some small oblong marks. And here with the rounder, softer tip, I can make larger circular marks. So I've mentioned the rule of 3 in other videos. Basically, a project looks better when it has 3 or an odd number of the same element or color. Now, of course, that doesn't apply to everything on your project because obviously I only have one focal point. But if you get stuck and you're not sure what's missing, consider the rule of 3. And there certainly are no rules with mixed media. It's just a design tip that can help you out when you're stuck. Notice how much better this card looks once I add those pink squares. And now I'm ready to add a third color. I'm using a little mini clothespin. I think this just may be my favorite tool I used on this project. I picked these up a long time ago at either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I purposefully left a little blank area over on the left because I knew I was going to want to stamp a sentiment on the card. I'm using a pencil to add some definition around my marks, but I really don't want super black lines. So that's why I didn't use a marker or a pen. This sentiment stamp set is an inexpensive clear mount stamp set. I love the design, but I don't always get a great stamp impression. When I don't, I just trace over the letters with my black acrylic fine tip Posca pen. I felt like it needed another element in black, so I decided to add some numbers with my acrylic Posca pen. I'm going to try to post something small on Wednesdays for a while, but with work it may not always happen. For right now, I'll stick with either a quick 3x5 inch art card or maybe even a 2.5 by 3.5 inch artist trading card. Thanks so much for watching. If you were inspired, please give this video a thumbs up. You can be notified of future videos I post by clicking the subscribe button and then clicking that little bell symbol next to it. If you're inspired and post your own project, come back and leave me a link. I'd love to see what you created. See you next time.